Hello friends, so in this session we are going to learn the basic differences between Mealy machine and Moore machine. So obviously Mealy machine and Moore machine both are the machine, right? So first we have to know its definition, then after that we go for its differences. So what is a Mealy machine? Mealy machine is a machine where the output is depending on the present states and the present inputs only. So in this case output is solely depending on the present states. Qt in this case is the present state and xt is denotes the present input only. So obviously it's a generalized model, so this is known as the Mealy machine. On the other hand, as far as Moore machine is concerned, Moore machine means where the output is solely depending on the present states only, right? So in this case lambda is the output function basically. Now how we going to differentiate this particular two machine mathematically? Now both of these two machines is depending on the 6 different tuple or 6 different attributes basically. So in this case q, right, q is the finite non-empty states. So sigma is there, sigma is the finite non-empty inputs, delta is there, delta means the outputs basically. You can also say it alphabets, output alphabets, right? Now is there another one delta over here? Delta is a transition function basically, which basically maps sigma into q, right? Now this is the differences. This is lambda over here. This is lambda over here. This is the output function basically, which basically maps q into delta. So what do you mean by that? This is the output function. Now output function, that means if you can thinking about a Moore machine where the output is depending on the only the present states. That means in this case, so this is the outputs, right? This is the output. So output is depending on the present states. Output is depending on the present state. Now q0 is the, in this case, is initial state, right? q0 in this case is initial state. Now if we just check it out, the definition of a Mealy machine is also depending on 6 different tuple, right? Where q is there, q is the finite non-empty states, all the meanings remain same. Set of inputs, delta is the outputs, is a transition function which basically map q into sigma into q. Now in this case, this is the differences. This is the delta over here, sorry, this is the lambda over here. This lambda means the difference. This lambda is the output function in this case. The lambda is the output function basically, which basically map q into sigma into delta. That means this is the output, this is the output over here. So this output is solely depending on the Mealy machine. We are talking about the Mealy machine, which is a generalized model, right? So obviously as we already know that the fact, so output is depending on the present states and the present input. So obviously in this case output is depending on the present input and the present states. So this is the present states and this is the present input, right? All the meanings remain same, and q0 is the initial state. Now if you just check it out, the differences, another one very common factor is there. It's the similarity. You can say it's the similarity, that is in both of the machine is we are excluding the final state over here. So that's why if you want to construct a Mealy machine and Moore machine, we are solely stressing on the initial state. So right, so final state, we cannot consider the final state over here. So in this way we can differentiate in between Mealy machine and Moore machine. So obviously this is a machine, Moore machine is a machine where this machine is also called the restricted model, right? Because the output is solely depending on the present states, and the Mealy machine is a machine where the output is solely depending on the present states and the present input. So that's why it is called the generalized model. So this is the way how we can differentiate in between Mealy machine and Moore machine. So if you have any query, then please ask me. And if you have got any comments, please write down on the comment sections. If you have got any suggestion, and please subscribe. And if you like this video, please make a thumbs up.